Some Wednesday night baseball from America's finest city. ESPN Baseball presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance from the base of the gas lamp here in San Diego. An NL West matchup as both the Diamondbacks and the Padres right in the thick of things as far as the National League wildcard hunt goes. They're on the outside looking in. The Padres have been a frequent visitor to the postseason in recent years. Arizona trying to get back for the first time since 2023. Along with Eduardo Perez and Jessica Mendoza, Roxy Bernstein with you from Petco Park here in San Diego. You can see a glorious night for baseball. And the Diamondbacks and Torey Lovullo, as both teams are a game under 45 and 46. So the good news is whoever wins, they'll be at 500 tonight. Here's a lineup for the D-backs. And as you see, no Perdomo in the lineup tonight. Is a night off. But Ketel Marte at the top, a real force offensively, Jess, for the Diamondbacks.
Well, if you're going to take a night off, it's going to be against Michael King. But you see Ketel Marte there at the top spot. Corbin Carroll, they're really the bats that get this offense going. Of course, Tommy Trout there down at the bottom with a lot of speed. But going against Michael King, who has been the ace for the San Diego Padres. Really great sinker changeup mix. We have seen him at his worst and we have seen him at his best. His last start against the Dodgers, you look at just his last 8. The record doesn't show it because of the offensive production, but the arsenal and way he can throw, he has been absolutely great in his last 5 starts.
Yeah, look, one thing that Michael King has to do is get strike 1 right away. And he has to do it with that 2-seam fastball, and it has to be early and often. This is the arsenal that Michael King has in his back pocket. That sinker, he throws the same amount of time as the changeup. The sweeper, he'll throw it to right-handed hitters. And that fastball, he'll have to elevate, believe it or not, elevate in order to be effective. He's got to be able to get the bottom of the order out. If he's able to do that, then Marte, Carroll won't be that much of a factor for him.
King 5-7, a 3.52 ERA, but he gets some of the worst run production of any pitcher in baseball. The Padres average under 3 runs per game in his starts, and so a lot's been placed on his shoulders, having to carry the load, considering that they just don't score much for him. And the Padres, they don't score much in general anyways.
Yeah, they don't. But this is an offense that has to wake up. They have to be a little bit more aggressive in the zone, not chase out of the zone. Early on in the year, it was more about the offense missing fastballs in the zone than any other team in Major League Baseball.
King has been dominant in his career against Arizona in 4 career starts, 2-0 with a minuscule .92 ERA. And the right-hander's first pitch is driven foul down the left side out of play by Ketel Marte. We're underway at Petco.
Marte leads every offensive category against second baseman. You look at the numbers, they've been even better the month of June.
Fooled there, it's 0-2, 72 degrees. First pitch.
And right off the bat, the changeup. Second pitch of the game, effective against Marte.
And the pitch from King, reaching for it, popped up. In the infield, that's Jake Cronenworth giving way at second base. To Xander Bogaerts coming across to make the catch. That's how our ball game begins. One away, that'll bring up Ildemaro Vargas, the shortstop tonight, giving Geraldo Perdomo the night off. Vargas 257, 7 home runs. As King delivers, and that is ball 1 up high. Vargas got off to an amazing start to the year. He was the National League Player of the Month for the month of April when he hit 372.
And they needed him because everyone else was not up to a great start. And it was Vargas, who's a spark plug, has a lot of energy in that clubhouse, got off to a great offensive start.
He hit safely in each of the first 24 games of the year. And now he's ahead in the count 3-0. And it was a 27-game hitting streak back to last season for Vargas. And it was a Diamondbacks record to start a year for a hitting streak. Hasn't gone as smoothly since, though. And he shows bunt, and he walks on 4. And that has been some of the trouble this year for Michael King, Jess, is the command.
And that's where it starts for him. When you look at his numbers, good versus bad, it's been more the walks. His hard hit percentage stay down, not giving up a ton of hits.
And we talked to Craig Stammen a little while ago, the skipper of the Padres, and fastball command was the thing he reiterated to us, what they need to see from King tonight. Runner goes, Corbin Carroll takes ball 1, and a tremendous jump, and Vargas easily steals second base.
And they just showed their hand. They're not waiting at all for Michael King to show how slow he can be to the plate. High leg kick. This is stolen straight off King. No throw. Vargas aggressive, especially with 1 out. Now you have a runner in scoring position for Carroll.
1-0 on the All-Star Corbin Carroll, 13 homers this year. And he takes balls 6 in a row from King. So after he got Marte to pop out to lead off the game, and now we have our first challenge of the night.
But he got Marte to chase. Still wasn't throwing strikes, but 2 changeups in a row as they do an ABS challenge.
And the ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. And in the first inning, the Padres get it right.
Have you noticed a lot more first inning challenges than early in the year?
I saw something Friday night up in Seattle that I hadn't seen yet. And that was Randy Arozarena. He is facing Dylan Cease, who's the Blue Jays against the Mariners. In the bottom of the first, Randy Arozarena challenged 2 pitches in the same at bat, was unsuccessful with both. The Mariners were done with challenges for the rest of the night.
You know what he has to do?
Push-ups?
Buy dinner for the team when they go on the road because of that.
And the strikeout for King is Carroll down swinging.
And I love the sequence. He goes changeup first, then fastball elevated. Eddie, you talked about getting that 4-seam at the top of the zone after the changeup at the bottom, gets the swing and miss and the chase for the second out of the inning.
Now it's Gabriel Moreno, the catcher for Arizona. 2 outs. Vargas out there at second base for the Diamondbacks. 290 with 6 homers for Moreno, and he takes a called strike on the slider. Moreno has reached base safely in each of his last 27 starts, and he has been an improving bat the last few years for this Arizona team.
And what Gabi does really well is he uses the entire field. And that's why you see the numbers where they're at since May 13th. It's because he's been accepting any ball that's away, let's go the other way with it. When he gets in trouble, that's when he starts trying to pull everything.
1-1 the count on Moreno. Vargas the runner at second. Diamondbacks threatening against King here in the first. That one hooked sharply foul by Moreno. 1-2 the count. Arizona scored in the first inning each of the last 4 ball games. But Michael King has been awfully stingy in the first inning of games this year.
That's when he's been at his best.
And it's not normal for a guy that depends on the 2-seamer and the sinker to be that good early on in games.
The pitch. Ball 2. Mostly it takes guys a little time to settle in.
To get the feel, to understand that you don't have to overthrow it, because once you overthrow it, it flattens out in the zone. And Michael King has been phenomenal early on, being able to make adjustments.
Only 1 run allowed in the first inning all season for King.
And how about starting the at-bat to Carroll 2-0 and coming back and being able to get him out after throwing 6 consecutive balls out of the zone. That's making adjustments in the delivery within the game.
The exaggerated set from Michael King. 2-2 pitch, and now it's run full on Moreno. Max Kepler would be next for the Diamondbacks. Vargas walked with 1 out, stole second. He's still at second base now with 2 down. Payoff pitch. That's fouled straight back. We'll do it again. The Padres tonight without Manny Machado in the lineup. Fouled a ball off his foot last night. Craig Stammen, their skipper, hoping he would be available if they need a pinch hit off the bench at some point tonight. 7th pitch of the at-bat, slapped the other way, and that is fair ball just inside the line. Around third, Vargas in to score. Moreno goes the other way, and the Diamondbacks strike in the first inning for the 5th consecutive game.
This is a great job with 2 strikes, and you talked about it, being able to spray the ball at all fields, but look at the location of this pitch. This is a 2-seam riding in on the hands, but he does a great job. Keep those hands tucked in, and you're talking barely get this thing to be a fair ball, kind of a delayed call, but he gets it. Look at where this thing lands.
Yeah, you talk about right on the line. I mean, that is right on the line, especially with Wimbledon going on.
Yes.
You sort of want the Hawkeye right there on that one.
Mighty cut by Max Kepler for strike 1. So Arizona now with a run or more in each of the last 5 games in the first inning. And just the second first inning run King has surrendered this season. And it's 0-2 on Kepler, the longtime Twin. 1 year with the Phillies and now with Arizona. There is numbers. But Kepler made his season debut in late June. Wasn't signed by Arizona until early June. The 0-2. This one lifted out of play, and he had to serve an 80-game suspension as he tested positive for a performance enhancer, and that's why he got the delayed start to the year. Last year, 18 homers with the Phillies for Kepler. As Moreno, the RBI double at second base, and that is down low. Changeup missing from King, 1-2 the count.
That's been the pitch missing this inning, is the changeup. He got Ketel Marte to swing and miss at that pitch down in the dirt. It's his best pitch, his best swing and miss, but has not had great command of it.
Check swing, and no one appeals, says Lance Barksdale down to third. 2-2 the count. My favorite nugget about Max Kepler, his parents were professional ballet dancers. And he chose baseball.
Oh, he's got big feet.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch, and it's now full, and King laboring through this first.
He's laboring, especially now with the runner on second base, but most importantly, he starts this at bat 0-2, and now works it to a full count now on the 25th pitch of the inning.
And time granted to Kepler at home plate as King was about to start that interesting set to the plate with runners aboard. The pitch hit on the ground, pulled foul right in front of Dave McKay, the veteran first base coach for the Diamondbacks.
He's taking balls at shortstop today, so I wouldn't put it past him to be able to get a ground ball. 76 years old, and he can move.
It's all about the diet. What do you put in your system? That man right there takes care of himself. So darn good.
Pitch. Kepler pops it up. Backpedaling the second baseman Cronenworth. Into the outfield grass, makes the catch. A run, though, for Arizona. As the Diamondbacks, one hit, they leave a runner. And they get a run against Michael King, who surrenders just his second first inning run of the season. The 2-out RBI double, the bloop down the right field line by Moreno. Going up against a Padre offense that has been offensively challenged this year, and that's probably putting it mildly.
Yeah, when you're last place in every offensive category and you got guys like Tatis and Machado and Jackson Merrill in your lineup, and that's what the results have been. And it's really the power categories. Those are the ones that have jumped out, and it has been a find to try to get the biggest bats and honestly some of the highest paid players in this lineup to start producing more consistently.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this. Now with this lineup, no Manny Machado in it. You have to look at Fernando Tatis at the top of the order. Jackson Merrill also has to be a player to look at, because the top of the order, I think, is the one, the catalyst that makes this lineup go. The balance of not having Machado in there, who, even though he's hitting one in the 80s, look, this is a guy that can hit the fastball.
Welcome those of you just joining us to Petco Park in San Diego, along with Jessica Mendoza and Eduardo Perez. Roxy Bernstein with you, heading to the bottom of the first. Arizona getting a run against Michael King in the top half of the inning. The 2-out RBI double by Gabriel Moreno, driving in Ildemar Vargas, and a 1-0 lead for the Diamondbacks. And Jose Cabrera making just his 4th career start as the young right-hander will face this San Diego lineup. And this is a guy who began the year at Double-A and is now here in the big leagues and making the start heading toward the All-Star break for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, from Yaguate, Dominican Republic, just west of the capital, Santo Domingo. He's going to be in charge of being able to get strike one. That's going to have to be important for him. It's not getting strikeouts. Most importantly for him, get ahead and have that curveball working for him to finish hitters off.
Fernando Tatis Jr. leads it off, and before we even start, Gabriel Moreno, the catcher for Arizona, has an issue. Not sure if it's the pitch comm or it's an equipment issue. He's heading over toward the dugout.
It's the pitch comm that goes on his shin guard, and he realized, you know what, it's not there.
He forgot.
You know,
that's
I
going to
need
be a
it.
problem.
It's baseball in 2026.
Yeah.
It's like leaving home without the gear. Need that pitch comm.
Where are my keys?
Along with Eduardo Perez and Jessica Mendoza, Roxy Bernstein with you. Glad you're with us for some Wednesday night baseball here from San Diego as Tatis lead it off for the Padres. 281, but just 5 home runs as he takes strike one. They called it a delay and an automatic ball charged to Cabrera to start his night. And now it's 1-2 as a called strike to Tatis. 24-year-old right-hander from the Dominican Republic, Jose Cabrera.
So much for getting ahead in the count.
I was going to say it was all about strike one, but it doesn't matter.
But it came back with strike 2 and strike 3.
On the sweeper, too. And I love that he has that delay, gets a ball counted on him. And remember, this is his 4th major league start. Comes back to get Tatis looking at a sweeper in the bottom half of the zone.
24-year-old catches Tatis looking. One out here is Jackson Merrill, the center fielder for the Padres. 218 with 10 homers for the 23-year-old Merrill, who fouls it back. 0-1 on Merrill. Teams have split the first 2 games in this series. The Diamondbacks clobbered the Padres Monday, and then last night, outstanding pitching for San Diego as Merrill hits one of the air out toward right center. Playable. Tommy Troy, the rookie center fielder, casually puts it away. 2 gone. You want to get it in now, Tommy Troy, Stanford, or should we wait?
The ACC guy?
Go Card.
We're all ACC people up here. Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop now for the Padres. 229, 8 homers for Bogaerts, who got off to a really good start to the season and has struggled a bit recently. And Bogaerts takes a strike.
Frank Stammen talking to us before the game said, you know, I'm putting Bogey in that 3-hole. Obviously, Manny Machado getting the night off. But he's like, I keep telling him how much I believe in him, how much I believe in his swing. But now I'm going to show him. I'm going to put him in that 3-hole to let him know the trust we have in his bat.
Just 3 for his last 19. 1-1 the count on Bogaerts. 2 gone here in the last of the first. Jose Cabrera, the pitch. That finds the zone. It's sinker right there.
It's not that it's just finding the zone, it's where it's finding the zone. Down and away. There's not much Bogaerts can do with that pitch.
Just missed to Bogaerts. Change up from the righty. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Both teams a game under, 45 and 46. On the outside looking in the National League wildcard hunt as Bogaerts takes the curve right there, and the count runs full on the San Diego shortstop.
Tell you this, he saw that curveball really well, didn't even flinch at it.
The pitch, swing and a miss, got him. Good sinker, strikes him out with 2 punch outs in the first. 1, 2, 3 go the San Diego Padres. For those of you on ESPN2, change it over to ESPN. That's where you'll find us. We head to the second, 1-0 Snakes. Presented by Liberty Mutual. Bundle and save on your car and home insurance. 1-0 Diamondbacks. We go to the second here in San Diego as Michael King, for him, labored through the first. A season high in pitches in the first inning. And just the second run he's allowed in a first inning this season on the 2-out RBI double by Gabriel Moreno. And a 1-0 lead for Arizona. The DH Lourdes Gurriel Jr. leads it off for Arizona. 6, 7, and 8 for the Diamondbacks in the second. And that one grounded past third. Slow start to the year. Gurriel hitting just .221. A couple of homers, and look, he was coming off that ACL injury toward the end of last season, and we were talking to Torey Lovello pregame about it. It's taken Gurriel a while to come back from that, and it's contributed to the slow start offensively. Fooled him there.
Look, you have to have a bottom half in order to be effective at the plate. In anything you do in baseball, if it's playing defense or hitting, if you don't have that bottom half, you're in trouble. You find yourself off balance. You don't have that strength. And now they use force plates to see if you're back at 100%, and he is not.
Swing and a miss. Elevating there is King. And the second strikeout for the Padres right-hander.
When he goes back to back, elevating the four-seam fastball. I'll tell you what, after the swing and miss on the first one, bad swing and miss, goes right back to the same location. You talked about the lower half. Is not able to catch up to high velocity for the second strikeout for King.
Now it's the veteran Nolan Arenado. And he takes just off the outside, ball one. 10 homers for Arenado. Hitting .236 on the year. He has the most home runs of any visiting player in this ballpark. He is at 16 home runs at Petco Park.
He's at a 24.
As an active player, right?
Yeah.
24 game on base streak in this stadium as well. I talked to him before the game, and he's like, there's something about San Diego, the batter's eye. So many hitters talk about how much they love hitting here. But Michael King's got some extra. He's got the good stuff tonight. Using a lot of the four seam, but for me, it's that changeup and the sinker. Those two pitches at the bottom of the zone. That's what gets him outs.
Arenado lifts this one down the right side that peels off out of play. And he's closing in, Arenado, on 2,000 career hits. He's sitting with 1,990 right now. 35-year-old, of course, a long run in Colorado. Then with the Cardinals and acquired back in January from St. Louis. 2-2. Way inside, and the count, another full count that King has had to go to.
Yeah, not landing that slider. First one Arenado sees in this at-bat after seeing 3 consecutive four-seam fastballs. Got to elevate again with the fastball. If you throw it down, he could catch up to it and hit it well.
King, the 3-2 pitch. Hit in the air. Shallow left, charging in is Jace Bowen. It falls in front of the rookie left fielder. And a bloop hit for Arenado, who's now 9 shy of 2,000 for his career. And the first-year manager, Craig Stammen, over on the Padres side. Longtime relief pitcher with the Nationals and here in San Diego. You don't see many pitchers become managers, but especially relief pitchers.
Especially relief pitchers that made their living in the bullpen. Now making his living in the dugout.
See the game very differently now. Short lead for Arenado. Pavin Smith, the batter. And that is A called strike from King is Smith hitting just 149. So he's the only current manager that was a pitcher.
Oh, no Bud Black. I get it.
Yeah. Buddy no longer in Colorado as the skipper there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And if I'm not mistaken, second relief pitcher to have managed in the major leagues.
Well, it's kind of correct because there's an interim when Joe Kerrigan managed the Red Sox.
Okay.
He was an interim. He wasn't the full-time manager of Boston. But the other one, Phil Regan, who passed away today at the Vulture at the age of 89.
How about that?
Former manager of the Baltimore Orioles.
Phil Regan made a living managing also in Venezuela in the winter ball. Beloved in the country of Venezuela.
And beloved as a pitching coach around the game here in Major League Baseball. Influenced so many pitchers, even current guys, because he went back as the interim pitching coach of the Mets not that long ago. Like 7 years ago. 2-2. And strike 3 called, and Pavin Smith has gone looking. 3rd strikeout for King, and that one locked up the Diamondbacks first baseman.
What I love about the sinker, the 2-seam, is when he throws a glove side, you see how this just catches Pavin Smith. Looks like it's going to hit him, and then it runs right back over the plate for strike 3.
That's very Maddox right there. It took me back to how great Maddox used to use that pitch so much.
Here's Tommy Troy. First pitch swinging, rolls one to short. Charging his Bogarts, flips to Jake Cronenworth. They get the force on Arenado to retire the side. 1 hit, 1 left. 1-0 Diamondbacks. To the home second we go. Baseball presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. We go to the last of the second inning in San Diego. Middle third of the order for Craig Stammen's Padres. Gavin Sheets, Jake Cronenworth, Luis Campusano against Jose Cabrera. Just the 4th major league start for the D-backs right-hander who delivers strike 1 to Gavin Sheets. He's got 14 home runs already this year. When the Padres got off to that great start, Gavin Sheets and Bogarts were really carrying this team offensively. Weak number back to the mound. Cabrera will play it halfway home and then throws to first to take care of Sheets. 1 gone in the last of the second as we go to the studio and check in with Zubin Mehenti. All right, Zubin, Jake Cronenworth lead with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. 1-0 Arizona. A called strike to Cronenworth, hitting 183 with 3 home runs. And he has had a rough go of it. Had a concussion he dealt with for just about 2 months. He's homered already in this series. In fact, he's homered twice since coming off the concussion injury list last Monday.
And they need him. The way that offensively this San Diego team has not been able to consistently hit all year, they need to be able to extend the lineup, and Jake is a major part of it.
On the ground to second. Easy play for Ketel Marte. Takes care of Cronenworth, 2 outs. And last night, Jake Cronenworth, this was what happened pregame. He got hit with a ball. He was out in the field right near first base. The athletic trainer comes to check on him. First at bat. I know what the problem was tonight. Nobody hit him in the face pregame.
It was a scary moment, though, just because that was how he got a concussion. He was on the injured list, got hit in the face with a pitch. A lot of times you hit the head, it's the helmet, but he actually directly got hit in the face.
Luis Campusano, the catcher, with 2 outs, takes strike 1. Jose Cabrera, the pitch. On the ground past third foul. And
it's been really impressive what Cabrera's been able to do. 6 hitters. He's been able to get ahead of each one of them. I understand the leadoff hitter. No pitch goes 1-0. But still, every pitch that he's thrown to a hitter, he attacks with his best stuff, and that's the sinker or that 4-seamer.
Began the year at AA and then was briefly in AAA with their Reno affiliate before getting called up to the Diamondbacks. He began the year in the Texas League with the Amarillo Sod Poodles. That's who he was pitching for to start the year. He was a sod poodle. Flared out towards shallow right center, and that falls in. The first base runner for the Padres. Luis Campusano bloops one into right center, and a 2-out base runner for San Diego.
If anyone had a chance to catch that, it was Tommy Troy. But you look at the changeup, a great pitch. Watch this dive down in the zone. And it's a miss hit from Campusano, but look at where Troy is and where he tries to get this. One of the fastest players' sprint speed. No one was getting to that.
2 hits last night for Campusano. Now aboard here with 2 gone in the last of the second. Miguel Andujar, the DH for the Padres. And he swings at the first pitch and drives it out toward deep right center. Carroll going back, still going back onto the track. And he makes the catch in the alleyway as Andujar gave it a ride the other way. A long fly out to end the bottom of the second. 1-0 Diamondbacks, top of the order. Marte, Vargas, Carroll coming up. San Diego. Yeah, we're spoiled to be here in July.
Man,
It's the best.
what a place.
70 degrees all day today with a nice breeze. Never too hot, never too cold.
Can't beat it. Maybe that's why they call it America's finest city. Ketel Marte, Ildemaro Vargas, Corbin Carroll. Here in the third, 1-0 Diamondbacks. A first inning RBI double from Gabriel Moreno as Marte pops it up in the infield and King gives way. And that's the third baseman coming down, Sungmun Song. And there's one away in the Diamondbacks third. ESPN Baseball continues after the All-Star break. Thursday, July 16th, the Phillies hosting the Mets to open the second half. 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app.
Will it be a better second half for the New York Mets?
Can't be any worse.
Don't dare him.
It has been a rough go of it, driven the other way, and a line right at the left fielder, Jace Bowen. And there's 2 gone here in top half of the third inning. Welcome to the booth along with Eduardo and Jess. I'm Roxy, glad you're with us. And both these teams are on the outside looking in as far as the wild card goes. It's funny when Zubin's talking about, okay, these teams are keeping an eye on the Dodgers. Not really.
No.
Right? It's like
When you're 14 games back, I don't know if your eyes can actually see that far ahead. Their eyes are on the wild card. I mean, there's a whole heap of teams in the National League looking for those 3 spots.
It's like that famous story from the NBA All-Star Weekend and the three-point shooting contest, and Larry Bird walked in and said, which one of y'all's coming in second? That's kind of like what it is in the NL West behind the Dodgers.
I will say, though, this Padres team, it's crazy to think about it, but in the middle of May, they had a half-game lead over the Dodgers. I mean, that's how competitive the NL West was at that point not too long ago. But also, worst record in baseball, best record in baseball. Those 2 teams went in very separate directions.
And if the Diamondbacks are going to get back in it, they're going to lean on this guy at the plate.
Broken bat, weak grounder, tough play, and Michael King takes it himself, avoids the collision at first, and he just does beat Corbin Carroll to the bag.
That could have been ugly, and Michael King making the play and being able to allow Corbin Carroll to get past him, but watch that toe. Gets it in there just in time.
Scoreless here in the bottom of the third, joined now by Diamondbacks manager Torey Lovello. And Torey, what have you seen and liked about your rookie pitcher Jose Cabrera in just his 4th start this year?
I was talking to you guys in pregame. You know, he's on the attack. He's got that mound presence. He's up there fearless and just doing what he does best, and that's filling up the zone with 3-4 pitch mix, and everything's working right now.
There's a bunt cut off by Cabrera, and the throw to first, and it's...
He's going to bang him on. Yep, he's going to bang him on the lane.
I think to say is outside the lane.
Good. That's good.
That 45-foot lane, and he is out on runner's interference to start the bottom of the third.
Hey, Torey, if they reverse this call, can you go out there with the headset?
Yeah, that's right. That's good. It's good. It has to be a true throw. It was a true throw. It was online. I could see it. I had a really good angle, and he didn't look like he had 1 foot on the grass. So the umpire was on it. That's his job at home plate.
Hey, you're right.
Yeah, and it's a really good call.
Yeah, he had that right foot. It's got to be a true throw. So if it's a ball that's too high, too low, the umpires won't call it. But in this case, he did.
And let's stay on the defense side of all of this as well, as we have time, as Craig Stammen continues to argue the call. Ketel Marte has been phenomenal at second base this year. We know about his offense, but let's talk defense with your middle infield. I know Perdomo's not in there today, but Marte specifically, how great has it been?
Real good, and I can appreciate that, Eddie, that you're giving us a chance to talk about the other side of the ball. Defense is really important to us here. We believe in pitching and defense at our core. Keeps us in games. We feel like our offense can win us games as well. But Ketel came in this year with a mission, and that was to take good breaks make good breaks to the ball, take the right angles, make plays that typically have been a little bit of a challenge for him. And that was hard work in spring training. Actually, the offseason that he put in. All the boys that were going to play in the WBC came in 1 click more ready than they normally do. And Ketel definitely fit into that category.
It's been a bumpy ride for your team so far this year, Torrey. What are you looking for to try to get that consistency with your group?
Put all the main pieces of our game together at one time. Want the offense to be clicking the way that we typically have seen them. Our pitching, our bullpen's been really good. Our starting pitching's been a little inconsistent. Our defense has been really good. If we can put 3 or 4 of those things together at one time, we're going to get on a really good run. We have not come close to playing our best baseball this year. Sometimes we got good starting pitching, and for me, the main thing is the hitting. If we start to bang the baseball the way we can, do what our top hitters are supposed to do, and then get some support from the bottom of the lineup, we're going to be just fine.
What's the biggest thing you'd want to see if you guys were buying here at the deadline?
Well, it's easy to say. There's a couple targets, right? I think our DH and first base spot have been a little bit light. So, you're looking for a little bit of slug, a little bit of production out of those spots. But those are ongoing discussions that I'm always having with Mike Hazen. He and his boys are going out there and getting after it and trying to make this team better every single day.
Torrey, appreciate the time. Thank you.
Okay, boys. Talk to you soon. And Jess, sorry about that.
It's okay.
That is broadcast booth awareness right there from Torrey Lavelle.
Did we have enough slack when it comes to the line for him to run all the way to first base? That would have been phenomenal stuff with that.
Luckily, that play is not challengeable. As Tatis lays down a bunt, Arenado charges, has no play. Catching the Diamondbacks off guard, the walk for Sungmun Song, and now the bunt hit for Tatis, and the Padres have 2 on.
Making things happen. And that's the thing with Fernando Tatis. He knows that he has struggled to slug, but he still is able to get on, and he uses his speed right here. The fastball up in the zone. He's able to keep that bat head balanced the entire time. Doesn't drop it at all, but he drops it right in front of the great Nolan Arenado at third base, and he just had to put it in his back pocket.
That is a 10-time Gold Glove winner they dropped a bunt in front of. As Arenado's also won 6 Platinum Gloves for the top overall defender in the game. Song at second, Tatis at first, and Jackson Merrill takes ball 1.
Let me play devil's advocate right here. No Manny Machado. I know that he struggled offensively this year, but Manny Machado is the RBI leader on the team. When runners are in scoring position, he rises up to the challenge. There's no Manny in that lineup. Who's going to be that guy now that Fernando turned the lineup a little bit over right there with that bunt base hit?
Well, see, I was going to say it's Tatis Jr. that needs to be that RBI guy, but he's at the top of this lineup, and he's bunting. And so I do think it is an interesting place where Tatis is with his hitting right now, because normally that's a gift to the Diamondbacks if you're going to drag bunt and you're Fernando Tatis Jr.
And with Machado, he's still got the power numbers. He's hitting the ball out of the ballpark. He's driving in runs, as you talked about, Eddie. But the average is below 200, which is really bizarre for Machado. We haven't seen that from him.
I get it, but in today's game, and it's unfortunate I am saying this, people aren't looking as much as the batting average, and it's only important if we make it important now. Is he hitting the ball hard? Is he being able to catch the fastball up? The answers are yes.
Merrill drills one foul. That one is well up into the top deck down the right field line. As Merrill will fly out in the first inning. I think it gets magnified, the average for Machado, just because you look up and down this lineup and nobody's hitting for the Padres. Runners go. And a throw to third and safe. Diving in. And the stolen base for Song. And Arenado motions to the dugout to maybe take a look at this one.
But watch where Song slides on this one. Head first, he goes to the back of the bag. Doesn't take a shuffle step, has to start from a get-go. I don't like that at second base going to third, but still is able to slide to the outside part of the bag, and because Nolan went back to try to tag him, he ends up being safe.
They're not challenging this. Middle of the diamond is back. They will concede the run for the out. In the air, slicing down the left side. Kepler watches it sail into the crowd. Full count now on Jackson Merrill and the double steal. And that's one thing you can do to jumpstart your offense. Yes, they might not be hitting or scoring runs, but they are stealing bases, the Padres.
Yeah, they are. That's Tatis's 22nd stolen base of the year. Those were my favorites. Back end.
The back end of double steal.
I'm like, yeah, I'm fast.
Jose Cabrera, 3-2 to Merrill. And that one's fouled back to the screen.
They keep coming inside with that cutter. Fastball also inside, and then the changeup away. It's been a heavy dose. Hard in, slow away. Merrill fouling off everything so far.
1-0 Diamondbacks, but a threat for the Padres in the home half of the third. Just foul off the first base side. Pavin Smith watches it go by.
The luxury
pitch number 8.
The luxury of having a 1-0 lead early on. Infield can stay back. You can see the run on contact. Arenado taking a couple steps in, but everyone's still back.
The pitch. Topped foul by Merrill, will do it again. In a situation like this, would your approach change with that runner at third? Just trying to get the ball in play and getting that run home?
Just put the ball in play. Try to stay away from the pitcher. It's the only thing. Just put it in play, put it on the ground, and make contact. And if it's soft, even better.
Weak ground ball. That will score the run. The soft contact and the flip from Cabrera for the out. Coming in to score his Song, and this ball game is tied.
That could have been disastrous, and that's the third time Cabrera has fielded a ball at him to his right, and this time to his left, and flipping it with his glove. We talk about a kid that's confident. Pavin Smith at first base. He's like, wait a second, what's going on here?
Got to stay alert.
Oh, man.
Tatis at third, 2 outs for Bogaerts, who struck out in the first. And a 1-1 ball game now as San Diego has tied it. And a called strike to Xander Bogaerts. The 1-out walk, the double steal, helped the Padres get a run. And the bunt hit as well from Tatis. One strike pitch. Not close.
It's amazing because we talk a lot about metrics, and rightfully so, but Merrill gets in the tying run with that soft contact, yet the metrics, that plays against the hard hit at bat. That plays against exit velocity, but it's such a productive at bat, not striking out and just putting the ball in play.
Bogaerts flagged down by Arenado, spins around and throws him out. And the defensive prowess on display again, Nolan Arenado.
Oh, Nolan. So good, so easy. And I think the fans said it all when they saw Nolan Arenado at third base. They're like, oh, not to that guy. Not to the 10-time Gold Glover.
The MLB.TV All-Star Sale, it's here, now available. Low price at just $47.99 through July 12th. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Called strike to Gabriel Moreno, leading off the fourth for Arizona. RBI double in the first for the Diamondbacks run. A 2-out hit driving in Ildemaro Vargas for Arizona. Max Kepler, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. to follow here in the Arizona fourth. Michael King, 1-1 pitch. And that's just off the outside.
So far, both runs that were driven in, one by Arizona and the other one by San Diego, scored with the batter having 2 strikes. Showing a little disappointment was Moreno last time down the line.
In there from King to even the count. It's a beautiful night in San Diego. Time is called by Moreno. Don't see a cloud anywhere.
Very nice. San Diego.
This ballpark has been around since 2004. For years, the Padres played over at the Murph. And a full count now on Moreno leading off the fourth for Arizona. This ballpark's what, 22 years old now. And it still looks amazing. Moreno lines one out to right center, and that is a hit, and the Arizona catcher is 2 for 2. Leadoff base runner to start the fourth as we go to Zubin in the studio.
Oh.
Called strike to Max Kepler.
That was Tim Kirchin. Del Tim. Oh, I love it. Every time I listen to that beautiful voice.
Short lead at first for Moreno. Kepler popped out in the first inning, and he waves through a changeup there.
The changeup's been the pitch du jour, de noche for tonight. Both Cabrera and King dominating with that pitch.
That was the 6th changeup that Kepler's already seen. Make that 7.
And he's fooled again. Oh, 0-2 the count. Moreno, the runner at first base.
Ended up seeing 5 changeups in the 8 pitches in his first at-bat.
Marte a big victim as well at the top of this order.
Here it comes. And that's just a bit low. Went with a slider that time. And 1-2 the count on Max Kepler. This is another guy. If Arizona can get this bat going, there's some power in there.
Had a home run the other night.
Fooled. Down to a knee. Another changeup. And strikeout number 4 for King.
Well, it's been the changeup. When you look at the pitches, especially the swing and miss from Michael King, and watch this pitch down away from the zone. You'll see it outside to the lefties, down below the zone, and getting the chase. It hasn't even been much of the swing and miss as it has off the end of the bats. Weak contact. How about Jose Cabrera as well on the flip side? It has been the changeup. Same pitch, same location, a lot of weak contact, and that is why it has been the pitch of the night for both sides.
There's a foul by Lourdes Gurriel Jr. struck out in the second.
And I like it because he'll throw it right on right. A lot of times you saw forever classically you're going to throw that changeup to left-handed batters as a right-handed pitcher, but King will get that swing and miss right on right as well. Low slug, only .219 slug against right-handed batters with that changeup.
1 strike pitch, Gurriel, and he grounds it foul past third. Michael King, who has been tremendous here at home. Look, this is a pitcher-friendly ballpark. You look how the numbers have played out over the years here in San Diego, but last couple of years his ERA here at Petco was under 3. 2.90. Up over 4 on the road. And it's down and in. there are the splits in terms of the last couple of seasons, what King has done here and then away from Petco Park.
And it's been the walks. I mean, if you look at the numbers on the road, it has been his lack of command, because I'll tell you what, the hard hit, the batting average against, all those stay the same.
1-2, Gurriel, could be 2. Cronenworth flips, Bogarts, 2, double play. Taylor made for Michael King. Leadoff single is stranded. Padres turn the double play. Middle third of the order coming up. Official MLB skills competition for baseball and softball players ages 7 through 14. Host a local competition in 2026 and give the kids a chance to make it to the national finals at the 2026 World Series. Visit pitchhitrun.com, or it just left the screen though. You could have scanned the code. I missed it. I have to log on.
You gotta get there quicker.
I'm a little slow. Gavin Sheets leads off the 4th. What a good run it's been for him in San Diego after the struggles in Chicago. And Gavin Sheets has found a home here with the Padres. Like a 7-game hit streak snapped last night.
His OPS near 950 just the last 11 games. And when we talked about this offense struggling, it was Gavin Sheets, Ty France, those 2 bats carrying this lineup. Samad Taylor, who's now on the injured list, but those 3, not the biggest names for sure.
Middle of May, Gavin Sheets won the National League Player of the Week award. He had a 2-homer game in Seattle. Hits that one on the ground to first, gobbled up behind the bag by Pavin Smith for out number 1.
Love that at-bat right there. And not for Sheets, but for Cabrera. Pitched him away the entire time, and then when he had to come in, went way in and was able to induce soft contact and break his bat.
He leans a lot on that cutter, especially to these lefties. Hasn't had great results, but tonight it's worked very well for him.
He's pitching effectively early in the zone, and then he's making them chase just a couple inches off the zone with pitches like that.
Now it's Jake Cronenworth, the ground out in the 2nd. San Diego's second baseman 0 for 1. And he pops up the first pitch, crossing into foul ground. Easy play for Arenado. And there's 2 gone here in the last of the 4th inning.
Well, you got to create. You got to create, and Fernando Tatis at the top of the order creates by bunting it right in front of Nolan Arenado, moving Song over to third, and then it's a double steal. I'll take that any day. And then the soft contact with 2 strikes from Jackson Merrill drives in a run, and the only run right now for San Diego is we're tied still in the bottom half of the 4th.
2 outs. Luis Campusano fouls the first pitch away from Jose Cabrera as Campusano singled back in the 2nd inning.
They've only had 1 ball in play. The Padres over 95 miles an hour. That was Andujar. And that fly out back in the 2nd inning. So it has been soft contact, short game. Get it done old school.
The ground attack.
no one's signing up for that, and it doesn't play into modern baseball, but you need to score runs, and you're last in baseball in pretty much every offensive category. I like that the way the Padres are figuring out a way to get it done.
Got to find a way to push runs across. Doesn't matter how you get them. It's Campusano takes ball 2, a cutter from Cabrera. It's 2-1. Young right-hander's 2-1 pitch, and that's ball 3 to Luis Campusano. 3-1.
A little reminder of Max Scherzer, the way he holds the glove right in front of his face and then right over the top and then back down right there.
Way inside, and a 2-out walk issued to Campusano. It's the 2nd walk issued by the rookie right-hander.
Want to stay up to date? Just tell Siri, show me today's MLB scores.
Two-out base runner for the Padres, and now it is Miguel Andujar. Deep fly out in the 2nd. He is 0 for 1. The San Diego DH And he's another guy that got off to a good start offensively with the Padres, then had the hamstring issue and has been slow to get it going again.
The hamstring's still bothering him. He's not 100%, but this offense has needed him. And he just missed hitting a home run his last at bat all the way to the warning track. Tommy Troy made a great catch.
That one lined down the left field line toward the corner. And that one skips up and pinballs around down there. Rounding third, Campusano being waved home. And the Padres take the lead on a 2-out double. Miguel Andujar, an RBI, 2-1 San Diego.
We see twice now. Andujar, we talked about more small ball. Well, Andujar is the one that's been crushing the ball. He gets a cutter here, just hung over the middle part of the plate. One hops it over the wall. And even with that hamstring that's not 100%, he might not be able to run very fast, and you'll even see it out of the box, just kind of get into second base, but enough to get another run here in for the Friars.
There's a reason why they say with 2 outs, runner at first base, play the outfield deep. No doubles, so that run does not score. Just struggling to get the ball back in the infield was Kepler.
Swing and a miss by Jace Bowen, who grounded out in the third. And he was the runner that was out of the base path and did not run in that 45-foot lane heading to first base. Was called out for runner's interference leading off the bottom of the third. Interesting to note, Jose Cabrera's walked 2 batters. Both of those guys have scored. Michael King, the only run he's surrendered, reached base via the walk.
Yeah.
The 0-2. And Bowen fouls it off of the plate.
I'll tell you this, I don't know that if with Perdomo at shortstop, that run scores. Stronger arm. It was Vargas that double clutched in order to make that throw. It wasn't a clean play from Kepler in left field that induced the runner to be able to set home. But you're missing that strong arm from Perdomo at short.
Foul ball from Jace Bowen. And it was not an easy play for Max Kepler dealing with the corner there in front of the Western Metal Supply Company building.
It looked like it was going to one hop and be out of the stadium, and it kind of kicked around over there. One of the hardest corners to have to deal with for a left fielder.
0-2 on Jace Bowen, rookie playing in left field tonight. And that one's hit sharply over near the Diamondbacks dugout. And Eduardo, this is what you're talking about.
Yeah, and we know that Kepler struggled to get the ball out of that corner. Hits, and he does not catch it cleanly off the ricochet right there. Tried to barehand it, big mistake. But right here, the double clutch, and just not a strong throw. You wonder if Perdomo goes out a little bit more, gets it, and it changes the thought process of being able to send the go-ahead run.
That's the corner that Kepler was dealing with, and it hit that angled part of the Western Metal Supply there in the corner. As it landed in fair territory, then pinballed foul. Bowen in the air, center field. Troy going back, has room. And in straightaway center, Tommy Troy makes the catch, but the Padres, they take the lead here in the fourth, and a 2-out hit.
Cutter up in the zone. Is able to get that extra base hit, drive in the go-ahead run, and Duhart making a difference.
Here with Padres manager Craig Stammen. And Craig, when you look at your pitcher Michael King, what have you liked from your ace so far tonight?
Yeah, I think he's been battling really well. His changeup's been working. It's been very effective against a lot of the hitters. Just that leadoff, they're not leadoff walk, but the second batter walk in the first inning is the only thing that's really hurt him. Since then, he's been doing exactly what we're asking of him.
Craig, you didn't like when you were pitching, have runners steal on you, and you're sending your runners. Talk a little bit about the aggressiveness on the base paths.
Yeah, I think we want to put pressure on the other team in today's age with the base running rules, with limited pickoffs, the bigger bases. I think it's an advantage to the base runner, and it's tougher for the pitcher to hold it. It makes him think about one more thing than just executing his pitch at the plate.
Craig, appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Foul ball off the bat of Nolan Arenado. Bottom of the order for the Diamondbacks here in the fifth. 2-1 Arizona trailing the Padres. The 2-out RBI double from Miguel Andujar, giving San Diego the lead. Arenado singled in the second. And this one driven out toward right. Angling back is Tatis. Will have room. Over toward the corner. There's one gone. As we bring in Mike Petriello here to the broadcast, who's had a busy night. He was working the Cincinnati game earlier against the Phillies. And with Arizona, we talked about it earlier, Mike, with Torey Lovello about some of the production they need to get. First base, Mike, has been a real issue for the Diamondbacks this year.
Yeah, you heard him say it. It was a little soft, and it's not just the weakest of any first base team this year. Would you believe it's the lowest OPS of any first baseman on a team in more than 100 years? It's a 565 OPS. You haven't seen worse than that since the 1920 A's and the 1920 Pirates. Eduardo, I will not quiz you on who played for those teams, but I can tell you this. They've had 5 first basemen. They've combined for 17 extra base hits. Just to tell you what that means, last night the Royals alone as a team had 10 extra base hits. Fangraphs projections have them 30th. That's last for the rest of the way. Real trouble spot, as you heard Torey say.
I was afraid Mike was going to say since Eduardo Perez played first base for the Cincinnati Reds. Boy, am I glad you didn't say that.
Thought about it. Ivy Griffin. That's the name you were looking for. Ivy Griffin and Charlie Grimm. Yes, I looked it up for you.
I appreciate you.
I could go for the low-hanging fruits, say the results were grim with that team. Grounded foul. Sorry.
And you know what's cool is we've had conversations with Mike about the lack of bunting in Major League Baseball, but we saw how important the bunt for base hit was right there with Fernando Tatis Jr. And, you know, it's something that he argues, yes, there is an uptick in bunts, but it's doing that right there for base hits.
Yeah, it's good bunts, right? Bunting for a hit for a base is almost always a good thing. Bunting for an out, don't ever do that.
Bowen able to move over and in. The San Diego left fielder grabs Pavin Smith's fly ball for out number 2, and that'll bring up Tommy Troy for Arizona.
He did say ever, right?
Ever.
That's
you're making sure?
I'm just trying to make sure. Trying to make sure.
We got a fast guy up to the plate, Tommy Troy, out of Stanford.
Where'd he go to school? Eduardo, I didn't catch that.
It says it on the scoreboard.
Okay.
So.
Mike, talk sprint speed to me, especially when it comes to Tommy Troy.
Yeah, it's a measure of how fast does a guy run, right? This is where you'll find Trey Turner, Bobby Witt, all the elite speedsters. And people always think, oh, you're measuring everything. Like, who cares if he jogs out a pop-up? No, it's like you can exclude those and just get to where he's trying. And Tommy Troy, even though he hasn't been up for that long, is one of the 5 fastest players in baseball. And that's what I like about it. You can get to that so fast, you don't need a lot of sample to know if a guy can run or not.
Taking charge, Merrill in center comes in to make the catch. A 10-pitch inning as King has retired 10 of the last 11. 2-1 Padres to the home 5th. Chips, Wimbledon continues 8 a.m. Eastern tomorrow on ESPN with the ladies semis. Coco Gauff take on Carolina Mukova, and then over in the other semi, Marta Kostyuk will take on Linda Noskova. The semis, Wimbledon and the ladies. Coming up tomorrow morning, first pitch swing and roll to second, Sungmun Song. And a short throw to take care of that one for Ketel Marte, one gone last to the 5th.
Yeah, that's a really good start also this inning for Cabrera, who in the last 2 innings have allowed 2 runs, but most importantly, thrown 39 pitches and 23 of them for strikes. He was so economical, getting ahead, being able to shut him down early.
It's come a long way since the Amarillo Sod Poodles to start the year. Some of these minor league names just fantastic.
They're the best, honestly.
Here is Tatis, bunted his way on in the 3rd, 1 for 2.
Minor league merch, by the way, outrates a lot of MLB merch.
And Tatis will wear that one. Got him where he's got a little extra padding. And that's a 1-out base runner for the Padres.
Little cutter that did not cut. You're going to wear it.
He knew how to turn into that one.
Yeah, that's old school way to turn away from it.
1-out base runners. Tatis already with a steal tonight. He's got 22 on the year. 3rd in the National League. Here is Merrill, an RBI in the third. He is 0 for 2 as a move to first by Cabrera. And again with San Diego, the numbers we've talked about, how they struggle to score runs. Well, this is one way you can generate runs, is by putting pressure on the defense and taking advantage and running, as Merrill fouls it away.
You might not be hitting the ball hard, but the thing that San Diego's doing a good job right now is getting on base. Getting on base, moving runners. And I know we talk about it being old school, but it's also understanding what you have. I mean, Tatis laying down a bunt, being able to take advantage. Both walks that they've had have come around to score.
Yeah, he's slide stepping on the last pitch. Let's see what he does here.
1 strike pitch, and Merrill sends another one out of play.
Quicker delivery, not considered a slide step, but a lot better than raising the leg all the way up when they had that double steal earlier in the game.
I think another reason for the Padres' struggles is the injury to Ramon Laureano, who was lost for the season with a hip injury. It just shortens the lineup for Craig Stammen when he fills it out every day. And Laureano's a proven veteran player that produces and can hit home runs. It's a terrific defensive outfielder as well, but all of a sudden you're operating with a shorter lineup than you were before when you lost him for the season. Plus, then you have to maybe overextend guys. And look, you might want to spell Gavin Sheets a day here, a day there. You can't afford to do it as much because you don't have those bats. And Sheets, it's critical to keep his power bat in the lineup. 2-2 now on Merrill.
2 throwovers already, disengagements over to Tatis. Still Cabrera pretty quick to the plate.
How big would your lead be now knowing he can't throw over again?
Definitely
Well, he
bigger.
can.
He
has to pick him
can.
off.
There he goes.
There he goes. And another steal for Tatis, his second tonight.
And it's the technique. It's the way that he steals the base. He does it to the outside part of the bag perfectly as well, that slide. Leaning forward, takes a peek in, slides through the bag as well, popping up.
23 now for Tatis on the year. Full count, 1 out. 2-1 San Diego. Jose Cabrera. The pitch. Reaching for it. This one lofted out of play. And for San Diego, with the 3 stolen bases they have tonight, that's 96 on the year, which is third most. The Washington Nationals have 100 steals. The Marlins have 98. And then you have San Diego right behind the Fish. Comebacker played by Cabrera. Throws back to second. Tatis able to get back. And Merrill is safe at first base.
Cabrera did everything right until he threw the ball to second base. He got Tatis to commit back to the bag. He looked him over, and that's what you call the 5th game in the big leagues. Just a rookie mistake. It's a learning experience. Right there, stop, throw the ball over to first base firmly, and he did not. The game sped up on him right there, and now the San Diego Padres have a great opportunity with runners at first and second and 1 out.
Well, it's a win for Tatis. I mean, he did his job in creating a throw to be able to kind of be that aggressive jump. No chance at getting him out at second base, but enough to get Merrill onto first with no outs.
Pitching coach Brian Kaplan out to the mound for the Diamondbacks, as Arizona getting the bullpen cranking here, as the Padres have 2 on with 1 out.
All right, same situation. Last inning, 1 out. Sung and Tatis up, and it was the double steal. Look for the same situation right here. Good speed at second. Really good speed as well at first base with a right-handed hitter. If Cabrera goes to the leg kick, Tatis might be looking for another stolen base.
Brandon Garcia up in the bullpen for the Diamondbacks. Xander Bogaerts 0 for 2 tonight. A strikeout and a ground out. Tatis at second, Merrill at first. Way off the bag at second, drawing the attention of Cabrera, and a balk has been called. Jose Cabrera balking, according to plate umpire Willie Traynor. And the plate umpire, Willie Traynor, was pointing toward the leg. And that's what he saw from the rookie righty. He may have made a move toward the plate. And now Torey Lovullo's been thrown out.
Oh, that was a quick toss, too. Really quick toss right there.
Lance Barksdale running interference now, the crew chief and third base umpire.
And I think now Torey's a little more frustrated of being tossed in this game right now than anything else. He wanted an explanation, most likely to have a learning lesson for Cabrera on the mound so they can explain to him exactly what he did. Let's take a look.
All right, Eduardo.
Left foot, left foot. Watch the left foot where it lands. Landed right on the rubber. No, not going the other way. And this is a really good look at what from behind home plate.
Because the left foot came forward.
Yep.
And Torey Lovullo thrown out of this game here with one out in the last of the fifth.
And now this changes everything. Forces the infield to come on in, take another look and see where that left foot lands. Right on top of the rubber again. And it's Fernando Tatis doing his best dancing at second.
Seen it twice now. Worked to get Merrill to first base. Now works to get the Bach and get him to third.
Tatis has such a high baseball IQ. You've seen it over the years. The plays he makes and just running the bases and being a nuisance and the distraction to Cabrera out there on the hill. Infield up for Arizona. And Bogaerts dribbles it foul. 0-1 the count. Well, we saw Craig Stammen on Sunday for the Padres get thrown out of the game at Dodger Stadium 3 pitches in. And Craig Stammen's probably enjoying and watching it the other side, seeing somebody else get the heave-ho.
That was a family trip, too.
It was. Well, Stammen gave the heave-ho to the family before the game because they were in the midst of an 8-game losing streak. And it was a family trip, and it wasn't going well for the Padres. They snapped the 8-game slide Sunday night, though, against the Dodgers, then came home.
They were 0-7 headed into that Sunday game.
1-1 to Bogaerts, and Cabrera misses inside. It's 2-1, and I wonder if they're going to outlaw family trips after
Never.
this. No.
Let's be real. It ain't the family.
I'll tell you this. I played with Chili Davis, and Chili Davis also coached Bogaerts in Boston as a hitting coach. This is where Chili would always say, hit the ball up the middle the other way with the infield in.
Bogaerts on the ground, off the glove of the diving Vargas into left. Tatis is in. Here comes Merrill flying home. Bogaerts a 2-run single past the drawn in infield. 4-1 Padres.
Craig Stammen talked to us before the game about the importance of putting Xander Bogaerts into this 3-hole because they need to instill that confidence to get run production. He said, we've been telling him, yes, he's been struggling, but he needs to understand we're going to show him by putting him in this spot instead of Machado, who's getting the day off, that he can produce. And it's a simple swing. It's Bogaerts understanding the situation, taking the cutter past the diving Vargas for 2 more runs.
Diamondbacks are going to the bullpen here in the 5th. The Padres have scored 2, and they're up 4-1. The line for Jose Cabrera in his 5th major league start. Looked impressive early, but the second time through was trouble.
Yeah, 4 runs that he gave up. 2 of them reached on walks. 1 reached on a hit by pitch and 1 on the fielder's choice when he made the mistake of throwing over to second instead of being able to get the out at first.
26th appearance for Brandon Garcia. Bogaerts at first, still just 1 out here in the last of the 5th. And Gavin Sheets taps it foul to plate. 97 from Garcia, broke in with the Mariners.
Young power lefty. He's had a really hot stretch as of late, working on 9 straight scoreless appearances. Only 1 extra base hit he's given up. 81 batters faced. Sinker, sweeper, cutter.
Runner bluffs going as Sheets takes a called strike. And it's 1-2, and the San Diego first baseman is Garcia, a Rhode Island native. From the Northeast and finished up collegiately at Texas A&M and was drafted by the Mariners back in 2023 as Sheets cues that one foul. 1-2 the count on Gavin Sheets. 2-run single by Xander Bogaerts, giving the Padres a 4-1 lead. Way inside Gavin Sheets. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Diamondbacks got a run on the first. A 2-out RBI double from Gabriel Moreno. And then single runs for the Padres in the 3rd and 4th, and 2 more here in the 5th. Brandon Garcia. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. Struck him out with a sweeper, and there's 2 gone.
And you talk about being able to manufacture runs in this inning. It starts with the cutter right off Fernando Tatis's nalgas, and then after that, you get the fielder's choice. Bad decision right there from Cabrera, and then the pressure. Tatis applies it, ends up getting the balk called. Runners at 2nd and 3rd, and then Bogaerts, who gets put into the 3rd spot, taking over from Machado, who's not in the lineup, delivers a 2-run RBI single.
Again, nothing hard hit too from the Padres. And Cabrera, I mean, he had the stuff working, just was challenged once he got runners on base. Pressure was on.
Jake Cronenworth 0 for 2 tonight, and he fights off that pitch. We might have catcher's interference, and we do. Gabriel Moreno doesn't think so, but Jake Cronenworth will be given first base on catcher's interference.
I'll tell you what, Cronenworth doesn't think so either.
Yeah, he's not even moving.
This is a challengeable call.
The hitter always tells you the story.
They know.
Foul tip.
The ball hit the glove, not the bat.
Call on the field is catcher's interference. Arizona is challenging the call.
And
Cronenworth didn't even make his way to first base. He knows.
oh, that's a great angle right there.
All these cameras. Cam. Last one looked like a drone, just drifted right over the batter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, I can just listen to I can hear the Diamondback fans going, what about the balk? Can we look at that one all over again? He landed on the rubber. That one he got right.
Cronenworth never got rid of the bat. Jake knows exactly that. He never made contact with the glove of Moreno. And Moreno right away came up wagging his finger, knowing there was no contact.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. There was no catcher's interference. Arizona will retain their challenge. The batter remains at count with an 0-ball, 2-strike count.
So the call overturned. The Diamondbacks are correct. And there's a good amount of space between the end of the bat of Cronenworth and the glove of the catcher Moreno. Bogaerts the runner at first for San Diego as Cronenworth tried to hold up. He could not. He went around. And a strikeout for Garcia. Side retired, but 2 more for the San Diego Padres. Top of the order coming up for the Diamondbacks. 4-1 Pods. Play Ball is baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. To learn more, including how to find a league near you, scan that QR code. or go to playball.org and follow @playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. Top of the order for the Diamondbacks in the 6th is Ketel Marte takes a strike from Michael King, who is settled in after giving up just the second first inning run of the season for the Padres right-hander. Couple of pop outs for Marte. 1 strike pitch from King, and it's 1-1.
He's been so good, especially the last 5-6 starts. And the biggest thing has been the command, the changes that he's made mechanically, which is so hard to do in season, and working on his posture affects his arm slot.
Marte flares one the other way, and that dumps in front of Jace Bowen, the left fielder, and Marte the other way. Hit number 4 for Arizona. A leadoff base runner here in the 6th, and that'll bring up Vargas for the Diamondbacks.
Just keep in mind, 3rd time around the order. Great hitters make adjustments. Marte knew that changeups were being thrown big time against him early. Sat on that one and was able to fillet it to left.
He also got his first changeup for a strike. All the changeups he had swung at were out of the zone prior to that at bat.
Short lead for Marte. Sheets holding at first, and Vargas looks at a strike. Vargas walked, stole a bag, and then scored on the 2-out double from Moreno in the 1st inning. And that's Arizona's lone run at this point. King approaching 80 pitches, and he had to labor through the 1st, and he's been efficient since that 1st inning.
The biggest thing too, watching Michael King now 3rd time through the order, I mean, he has struggled after the 4th inning. The numbers do go up dramatically from a 2 ERA almost to a 7.
1 strike pitch, tried to hold up, he could not. 0-2 the count on Vargas.
Still getting that chase, and the biggest difference you see with Michael King, besides the command we talked about, is the effect of the sinker, the run that he is getting on his sinker. He was not getting a month ago, but a massive difference because of the mechanical adjustments he's made.
0-2 pitch to Vargas, up and in, bending out of the way.
I'll tell you what Vargas is doing. He knows that King has that changeup. He's moved up in the plate closer to King. You see where the dark spot is from most of the hitters. He hits out in front, trying to eliminate the changeup and its effect of that sink.
Lines it down the right side, hooking, foul.
That's everything we were talking about, Michael King and the mechanical adjustments. If you just look at where he was at a month ago, look at his posture and then look at the arm slot. You see how low that is. That's at 24 degrees. Biggest adjustment he's made tonight and the last 5 starts. Look at where the arm slot is. That's back up to 31 degrees. You guys, a difference of 7 degrees has been what's allowed him to get the run.
Vargas reaching for it, and coming in to make the catch on the sinking liner is Merrill in center. Scampering back to first is Marte, and a great break for Jackson Merrill racing in for out number 1 here in the 6th.
Yeah, this is a former shortstop turned into a heck of a center fielder in Jackson Merrill. And everyone's forgotten how good he was in that infield when signed professionally. That jump right there, making it look real easy, and a big smile from Jackson.
Diamondbacks now just 1 for 8 with runners aboard in this game. 1 out, Marte at first, Corbin Carroll at the plate. And he takes ball 1 outside, and I guess the baseball nerds in us were breaking down the delivery for King. And you mentioned the posture, Jess, being more upright for Michael King. Does that help elevate that arm angle to get more on top of the baseball?
Exactly, and especially when you're talking about the 2-seam, and that's the pitch, the 2-seam and the changeup. When he has that arm slot higher, it allows him to be able to command that pitch, but get the run on the pitch he needs to. When he had lowered that arm slot, not on purpose, but because of his posture, that's when he was struggling to get that pitch where he needed it to be. Ruben Niebla, the pitching coach for the Padres, and him have done a great job because in-season adjustments to that degree, you guys, 7-degree difference. And it's all about that feel for Michael King.
2-1 pitch. Carroll checks his swing.
That's huge. That's
ball
huge
3.
take. Huge take right there. as that's Ruben Niebla right there, the pitching coach for the San Diego Padres. But Corbin Carroll, who's been struggling, especially on pitches up, he's been chasing out of the zone, now works the count 3-1.
And Carroll draws a walk, and there's 2 on for the Diamondbacks.
Boom! That's a winner.
I didn't think you was a baseball fan, Blake.
Come on, I love homers, and this little bad boy lets me pick one for free every day of the week. I can make a pick for Moonshot Monday, Tater Tuesday, Walk-Off Wednesdays, Thumper Thursdays, 4-Bagger Fridays.
It's almost like Ruben Niebla knew we were talking about him because he's heading to the mound. As Michael King dealing with 2 base runners and 1 out, so some traffic aboard for Arizona. And that'll get the excellent Padre bullpen cranking right now, with King approaching 90 pitches with 1 out in the top of the 6th.
We talk about how good he's been, but he has dropped off once he gets 3rd time through the order. I mean, Roxy brought it up first inning on, like he has dominated early in games, but he gets past this 4th inning. You see the numbers start to go down.
And why? It's because a lot of these hitters have already seen his entire arsenal. They've seen the fastball, they've seen the changeup, the sink, and the sweeper itself. So the adjustments are being made, communication amongst the players also being had, and this is what big leaguers do. They make those adjustments.
Bradley Rodriguez is up in the Padres bullpen, and the first Arizona base runner to second base since the 1st inning. And it's Moreno who drove in that run in the 1st inning with an RBI double. Marte at second, Carroll at first, as Moreno skies the first pitch from King out of play.
Well, the Padres are hoping that the bat skills that Moreno has can be induced into a double play to save King this inning. Both hits have been hit the other way.
Moreno's 2 for 2 in the ball game, and he hits it sharply foul on the ground. As King now has jumped ahead 0-2 of Moreno, who swung the bat well in this series. He is 6 for 10 already in this series against the Padres. He has reached base in each of his last 28 starts. 2 on, 1 out. 2-strike pitch, and Moreno got under this one. Shallow right center, Merrill taking charge. And he puts it away for out number 2. As we bring in Mike Petriello and mention the struggles that San Diego, Mike, has had with their starters. It's been a rough go of it to work deep into games for the Padres.
Yeah, you don't necessarily want to be only ahead of the Rockies in something pitching. And actually, Washington broke this tie just a little bit earlier tonight when Foster Griffin threw 7 innings. And this has been a real issue for them all year. And in fact, it's really interesting. If you were to look at the rest of season projections, #1 bullpen in baseball, number 29 rotation in baseball, and I think it had to burn just a little bit more watching Dylan Cease almost throw a no-hitter today for Toronto, because obviously he'd been a big part of the rotation the last couple of years. A lot of injuries, but the projections don't lie. They don't go deep. They're not adding a lot of value right now.
Yeah, Cease took a no-hitter into the 9th in San Francisco against the Giants before Elliot Ramos led off the bottom of the 9th with a single. Blue Jays hammered San Francisco 10-0. Reaching for it. Routine play at second base. Jake Cronenworth handles it. Diamondbacks strand 2 as we go to the last of the 6th. 4-1 Padres. With Eduardo Perez and Jessica Mendoza, our ESPN crew, some Wednesday night baseball in San Diego. Roxy Bernstein with you at Petco Park. 4-1 Padres. Luis Campusano, Miguel Andujar, Jace Bowen. For San Diego here in the last of the 6th. New pitcher out of the bullpen for Arizona is Taylor Clark. Delivers strike 1 to Luis Campusano, who was singled, walked, and scored a run tonight. Good numbers for Clark, and Torey Lovello talking about it with us earlier, how good his bullpen has been this season.
Yeah, and it's an excellent slider, and this is the perfect lane for Clark. 3 righties against him.
Out toward left center, into the alleyway. That one is hit well. It is gone. Luis Campusano, his 4th home run. 5-1 Padres.
Right on cue. Perfect matchup, except you're not supposed to hang that slider. And Campusano, you see the numbers on the top left. That equals a home run in this ballpark. And it's Campusano attacking a slider up in the zone. See the spin, the release. As my father, Tony Perez, would say, you hung him, we bang him. Approaching the midnight hour in the East Coast.
And Doggy hit a lot of them.
He hit a lot of them.
RBI double for Andujar in the 4th. He is 1 for 2, and it's strike 1 from Clark. 1-0 Arizona through 2, and the Padres have scored in each of the last 4 innings now. Ball 1 to Andujar. Third pitcher for Arizona tonight. Jose Cabrera started, went 4 1/3, giving up 4 runs. Brandon Garcia struck out the 2 hitters that he faced, and now it's Clark, and it's strike 2 on Miguel Andujar.
You were just talking about, too, the bullpen has been the strength for the D-backs.
I seem to be the kiss of death, Jazz. I start talking glowingly about something.
Yeah, you own that.
And then it falls apart.
Last 7 games, a 1.6 ERA. I mean, they have been absolutely dominant, and it's been a worked bullpen, too. A lot of the starters had not been giving them length.
That ball line to left toward the line. This one skips to the wall. Andujar cruising around first. And he'll pull into second base in his 2nd double of the ball game.
You look at the bottom of the order for San Diego producing, and Andujar right in the middle of it. 2nd double. Again, after a changeup, gets another changeup back to back. This one in the zone, not out, and Andujar traced it and tracked it perfectly for another double.
Now it's Jace Bowen, who is 0 for 2. Arenado playing up a bit at 3rd. Popped up a bunt, and that drifts foul off the bat of Bowen over near the Arizona dugout.
That's exactly what Mike Petriello was talking about. That he wasn't trying to bunt for a sacrifice. He was trying to bunt for a base hit, even with Nolan Arenado right on the bag, even with the bag at 3rd.
Pavin Smith across the way, cheating up at first as Bowen pulls the bat back. It's a strike. And now the left fielder in a hole. It's 0-2. Bowen just 1 for his last 23. He had a great spring, led the Padres in homers through the Cactus League, but then was sent to AAA and recalled from El Paso and made his major league debut back in early June. Originally drafted by the Pirates, a 25-year-old rookie, Jace Bowen. On the ground, that's short. Vargas fields and a low throw to first and a nice backhanded dig by Pavin Smith for the out as Andujar stays at second base, 1 out. Now it's Sungmun Song for the Padres. If they can get Andujar's bat going again, and Campusano was dealing with injuries, that's another guy they think that can produce offensively.
At Campusano, you know what he can produce, and at that catcher position, they have needed help. They've had a ton of injuries. Freddie Fermin just going on the injured list last week with a concussion.
And Campusano was off to a great start to the year. He was hitting up over 320 at the end of April. But then he got hurt. He fractured one of his left toes, and he just came off the injured list this past Friday when the Padres were up the road in LA. Nice job by Moreno to block that one. A good pick by the Arizona catcher.
Yeah, this one's not easy. Again, spiked there, the changeup just staying in front of it. Hit way out in front of the plate.
5 runs on 6 hits for the Padres, a run on 4 hits for the Diamondbacks. As Song bounces that one past their first base coach over there, David Macias, for Craig Stammen. One and 2 on Sungmun Song, former KBO Player of the Year. Do you miss the KBO days?
Oh man, the jet lag without having to get on a jet.
What a time to be alive when KBO was front and center on ESPN.
It was, I'll tell you what, first month it was fun because we were doing something. There was no sports happening across the world, and we were talking baseball in the middle of the night. And I know that sounds crazy now, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, but we had so much fun when no one was doing that. We had nowhere to be when I'd be calling baseball games.
Waking up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to watch baseball. We had nothing else to do.
And we could see our friends. That was the thing. Eddie would be on the East Coast. I'd be on the West.
Song rolls it into right field. They're sending Andujar. Throw to the plate from Carroll. Not in time. Andujar scores. RBI single, Sungmun Song. And the former KBO Player of the Year drives in a run.
Especially with 2 strikes. You see how many pitches he kept fouling off. Finally getting to the changeup that he had fouled off already 3 times. And look at where this pitch is. Not a bad location. Beautiful job, though. Just stay enough through the zone to get it through the infield. And how's that hammy working for you? Andujar coming around third base. He's at maybe 60%, but just enough to get in to score.
Tatis takes ball 1.
I'll tell you this, I was surprised he was sent on that one. I think Corbin Carroll was as well, as he looked up and he saw Andujar being sent.
And a pickoff throw from Clark gets away from Pavin Smith, and cruising down to second, taking a turn, but throwing on the brakes is Song, and an errant pickoff throw and an error, advancing the runner for the Padres.
A lot of mistakes on that mound for the Diamondbacks. We've seen the decision, fielder's choice. We saw the balk as well. Now the pickoff throw here to first. Pavin Smith not being able to handle it. Now you put another runner in scoring position at second base.
Pitching coach Brian Kaplan to the mound for Arizona. Again, a reminder, Torey Lovullo was tossed from this game in the bottom of the 5th. And it's now 6-1 San Diego, and they've scored 2 more here in the last of the 6th, back at the top of the order for the Padres.
And take a look here at Corbin Carroll in the outfield. He gets to it, and right then and there, Andujar's like, wait a second, you're sending me? Okay, let's go. But this is the only gear I have.
And they know that. I mean, sending them knowing, hey, this is as good as you're going to get. But it was enough.
I was surprised, too, just because of the hamstring issue which Andujar is dealing with, that you send him there. Tatis fouls it back, and just beneath us, I've got Jess to protect me. Thank you.
I'm going to ask for that ball.
He got it. You think he's giving it up?
Yeah, he'll give it up.
Like Eddie doesn't get enough ball. Steal it from a fan.
Eddie, you got no chance at that ball.
Are you
None.
serious? Oh.
None.
He's got a Michael King jersey on. He's so excited. He's going to go for it. He's going to try to take this ball from a fan right now.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting the ball. Let's go.
No,
I'll give it back.
No, don't give it to him.
I'll give it back.
No, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Come on. Really?
He said no.
I told you weren't getting it.
He thought about it.
Are you serious?
Oh, he's so excited. Come on. You won't take his
Look
ball.
at that.
Eddie.
Come on.
He caught it fair and square.
I'll give it back.
The pitch. Tatis through the left side. Bobbled in left field by Kepler. Coming in to score is Song, and Tatis takes second base. And it goes from bad to worse for the Diamondbacks. 7-1 Padres.
Fundamental baseball. We talked about it the entire time. And it comes down to you give the Padres or any big league team an extra base, they are going to make you pay. And Fernando Tatis, who has done it with his legs today, now does it with the bat, driving in another run for the Padres.
7-1 San Diego, and now it's Merrill, and he grounds it into right field. Tatis being sent. Corbin Carroll comes up firing to the plate. It's cut. RBI single, and Merrill makes it 8-1 Padres. 4 runs for San Diego here in the last of the 6th, and still only 1 out.
Rinse and repeat. We saw Andujar with the double to get on second base. Song hits him in with a single that sneaks through the hole. The 3-4 hole, that 5-6 hole hit, and now another 3-4. Get it through the infield. 3 consecutive hits just sneaking by Diamondbacks fielders for another run.
Merrill's driven in 2 tonight, and a pickoff throw at first by Clark, and diving back is Merrill. Bogarts is to the plate, a 2-run single in the 5th. He is 1 for 3. Arizona thinking about challenging. Plate umpire Willie Traynor looking over, and Arizona will not. It was 4-1 through 5, and 4 more for the Padres. Here in the 6th, Merrill at first for Bogarts. Taylor Clark. And a called strike. 95 with a sinker right there from Clark. This is the offense the Padres have been searching for. Timely hitting. Power on display.
And it starts with the bottom of the order. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing, is the depth of this order.
The batter's challenging.
Xander Bogaerts challenging that last call.
The call of strike is confirmed. San Diego has 1 challenge remaining.
I like how the hitter then shakes his head like, man. I really thought, yeah, the system's damaged. It's not good.
Just as long as he doesn't try to challenge it again. Come on, that really wasn't a strike, was it? 0-2 to Bogarts. That's ball 1. Yeah, somehow the system had to malfunction. That couldn't have been a strike. Merrill the runner at first, the 1-2. Bogarts a half swing bouncer foul.
And the one thing we're not going to get here is fog. Because with the Cubs game
in Chicago on, when was it? Saturday.
Saturday,
yeah.
They challenged the pitch, and the system did not detect it because they could not see it. It was that bad.
Would you have liked the ABS challenges when you were playing?
Yes. Yes, because I felt that the star players would always get the calls. And when
you mean Barry Bonds would get calls?
Yeah.
On the ground to third. Nolan Arenado goes to second. The turn by Marte to first. Dug out by Smith around the horn as the Diamondbacks get 2. But a 4-run 6, and the Padres have blown it open.
And it starts off with power, hanging slider. Camposano sees it. A little over 100 miles per hour, over 400 feet, adding to the lead of the San Diego Padres.
ESPN Baseball presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. San Diego, a 4-run 6th, and now an 8-1 lead as Ron Marinaccio, the former Yankee, comes in. 2nd year with San Diego. 8-1 Padres. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. leads it off. And he takes a strike from Marinaccio as Nolan Arenado and Pavin Smith to follow for Arizona. 6 strong innings from Michael King, and now turns it over to this outstanding San Diego bullpen.
It's about the fastball with him.
The other way, and Gurriel pushes one into right field. Hit number 5 for Arizona, but Michael King, 6 strong innings, making the start for the Padres.
Let's start with fastball command at Chase. He did an excellent job with the 4-seam fastball up above the zone, getting the swing and miss. And then the two-seam catching hitters off guard, and then the changeup. That was the best pitch it has been all season long. When he's got that thing going right, look out. A lot of soft contact, chase out of the zone, but between the changeup, the fastball, and that two-seam, Michael King having another solid outing here in San Diego.
Runner at first, and it's a called strike to Arenado, who was 1 for 2, singled in the second. Diamondbacks just 1 for 10 with runners aboard tonight. Marinaccio. Short lead for Gurriel at first base. And that is down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. The sweeper from the San Diego right-hander. 8 runs for the Padres tonight. Ball. Rough go of it recently. They snapped their 8-game slide on Sunday, and they beat the Dodgers, salvaging the final game of that 4-game set. They were trounced the opener and now have a chance to win back-to-back games in this second consecutive 4-game series the Padres have. They got terrific pitching last night. And then tonight, Michael King. It's funny because Michael King had been so dominant in the first inning. He'd allowed 1 first-inning run all season. He gives up 1 tonight, but that's the only run he surrendered.
Yeah, Miguel Montero with a great at-bat. Gabriel Moreno, excuse me.
Arenado grounds it foul.
Dated myself there.
We're starting to get up there, Eduardo.
Yeah. At least I got the right organization.
Full count on Arenado. Winner of this game tonight will move to 500. It wasn't that long ago. You go back to the end of May and the Padres were only a half game behind the Dodgers. May 24th, but since then the Dodgers have been the Dodgers, and the Padres unfortunately have gone 14-26 since May 24th.
Worst record in Major League Baseball since that point. Dodgers have had the best, so they went in 2 opposite directions. But it's crazy to think. I mean, 14 games back now, but they were a half a game ahead at the end of May.
They were 31-20. They had the 5th best record in all of baseball, the Padres, toward the end of May. The pitch, and Arenado grounds it sharply through the middle.
He's been so good at hitting the fastball this season. Hit it right back, and it's all because he was able to work the count to 3-2, laying off some sliders early in the count, and then being able to attack what Marinaccio loves to do is throw that fastball 94 miles per hour. It's a little bit over belt high and just hits it right back where it came from.
Here's Pavin Smith, who is 0 for 2. Arizona first baseman, back-to-back singles against Marinaccio from Gurriel and Arenado to open up the top of the 7th inning. And the pitch to Smith that nibbles at the outside corner. Both these teams in the wild card hunt. The Cubs in the #1 wild card spot in the National League. Then you have the Phillies and Marlins tied right behind the Cubs. They're a game and a half behind Chicago, as both the Phils and the Marlins are 51-42, as the Fish have won 5 in a row. Cardinals 2 games. Then you have the surprising Nationals. They're 2 games over, 3.5 out of the final wild card spot. The Pirates are right there, as they're behind the Nationals, and then Arizona and the Padres are tied 5 games behind. Can these teams make a push to get in?
Absolutely. I think both organizations have an opportunity to do so. The big question is, will the front office be buyers or sellers in the market? Will they believe that they can go deep in October?
And it's an interesting time for the Padres because they're going through an ownership change. And the new owners have not been approved and have taken over the franchise just yet. And that is going to be a challenge here on the call.
The call of ball is confirmed. The pitch is a ball. San Diego is out of challenges.
No more for the Padres, and a full count on Smith with nobody out and 2 aboard. So you're wondering if the ownership implications impact what the Padres can do at the deadline.
Well, historically, they'd always be buyers. I mean, it is rare to see San Diego do anything but.
This could be 2. Bogart steps on second. 2 double play. Gurriel over to third. As Pavin Smith grounds into a double play, and now there's 2 outs for Tommy Troy.
Yeah, you talk about being able to have the pitcher's best friend right there with runners at second, first and second. Hit that easy, unassisted double play, 6-3. Bogart's making it look easy.
Now here's Troy, runner at third, 2 down. Troy is 0 for 2 tonight. He's seen only 3 pitches so far. And he takes ball 1 from Marinaccio. And Troy, an interesting story, because at Stanford he was an infielder. He played short, played third, and the Diamondbacks moved him to the outfield because they feel a quicker path to the big leagues for their former first-round pick. That ball's crushed to left field. Way back off the bat of Tommy Troy. And a 2-run shot, Troy's 4th home run. And he lost his batting helmet in the process.
Yeah, but he's got good hair.
He's got good flow.
He does.
He does it on purpose.
That ball got left in a hurry. The numbers are there, but he's a Cardinal, so Jess, you take it.
Watching him take batting practice pregame, this is exactly what he's doing. It's tattooing out here in left field. And you just watch the swing. Beautiful job on this 4-seam fastball, up and in. Gets his hands there, but watch the helmet just fly off, get the hair out, show it off a bit. A 2-run shot. It's been a quiet offensive run here for the Diamondbacks, but making some noise.
8-3 Padres now after 2-run shot from Troy.
You know what would be a great stat? How many times Henry Aaron ran the bases without a helmet after a home run? The great Ivan Sokowski. Get on it. It left in a hurry. He needs a little tighter helmet.
Maybe he doesn't want one.
I was going to say, or does he?
Aaron Troy.
And it ricochets off the score facade out there.
0-2 pitch to Marte, who's 1 for 3 tonight. It's Tommy Troy taken 12th overall by Arizona. Back in 2023, we had a great run at Stanford. And it was just this year that Arizona moved him to the outfield because they felt it was a quicker path to the big leagues. He could play second, short, third, but you have Marte, you have Perdomo. Now you've picked up Arenado, and he's got the athleticism and the speed to be a really good outfielder. Marte loops one down the right side, just foul.
When you credit Dave McKay as well, there's few better working with outfielders and getting them to go out and do practice. I mean, practice isn't something that occurs a lot of times as you're playing every single day, and Dave McKay does a great job of having them get out there for early BP. He stands behind the outfielders to make sure that he's giving them the tips as they're reacting to live batting practice. So it's not just someone fungoing them preset balls, but actually being able to react and get feedback.
Hard grounded to second, scooped up by Cronenworth. Short throw to first, side retired with a 2-run shot off the bat of Troy. We're stretching at Petco, heading to the last of the 7th. 8-3 Padres. Authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From his official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies. Got the season covered. Scan the QR code.
Buy some shirts.
Or visit MLBshop.com, the official source for Tarps Off. And your favorite team gear as well. Juan Murillo, the new pitcher for the Diamondbacks, last of the 7th, 8-3. San Diego leads with Eduardo Perez. Jessica Mendoza, our ESPN crew. Roxy Bernstein with you from Petco Park in San Diego as Gavin Sheets fouls off the first pitch from Murillo. Taylor Clark worked an inning, and now it's the righty Murillo out of the bullpen as Sheets 0 for 3 tonight. Fourth Arizona pitcher. Jose Cabrera started. Brandon Garcia, Taylor Clark, now Juan Murillo. Exclusively from the stretch, and it's strike 2 on Sheets. And we were talking about it before, about these teams and what they need here in the second half to make a charge for the postseason. Let's start with the Padres. And Sheets gets jammed in a one bouncer to second. Ketel Marte with the play. And there's one out. And we've talked about, Eduardo, the struggles offensively that the Padres have had, right? 30th in Major League Baseball in runs scored, 30th in average, 30th in on-base percentage. They do steal bases. That's one thing they do well. But what else do you need to see from San Diego?
I need the offense to be the offense that everybody thought, right? The consistency of Tatis being able to hit for power. Merrill doing the same thing.
Jake Cronenworth goes the other way. And that's cut off shy of the track by Tommy Troy. And Cronenworth hustling and gets a double here with one out in the last of the seventh.
And let's add Jake Cronenworth to the mix as well. There is no way that you can tell me that at the beginning of the season you thought that Machado, you thought that Cronenworth were going to be hitting sub 200. There's no way you could have told me that Fernando Tatis Jr. was going to have 5 home runs. We're in July already. That, I would have said no way, no chance. The stars have to be stars, and they can be. And that's why you look at the bullpen, you look at the offense. If they can turn it around, this is a team that can contend to get into the postseason.
Look, I know every team says they need starting pitching. Who doesn't, right? Especially with injuries. But the strength of this Padres team is actually their bullpen, and it has been all season long. That strength is going away because of the lack of depth of their starting pitching.
They've been overextended down there. Broken bat, roller to short. Vargas charges and throws out Campusano as Cronenworth goes to third, 2 outs, and we go to the studio in Zubin. Eight-3 here. Padres on top. Zubin is Miguel Andujar, a couple of doubles, an RBI, and a run tonight. 2 outs. Cronenworth, the runner, at third. And the injuries, look, everybody's dealing with them. I get it. But when you missed Campusano for a good chunk, and what Cronenworth was dealing with. As Andujar grounds it just wide of the bag, and he was dealing with a hamstring issue himself. No Manny Machado in the lineup tonight after fouling a ball off his foot last night. But the margin for error. For example, the Dodgers have had a ton of injuries also. And some players are not playing up to what the back of their baseball card says yet. But they have the depth to overcome some of the issues. Other teams don't have that same luxury, and that's what, for example, the Padres are dealing with. Okay, no Ramon Laureano for the rest of the year. You had Cronenworth out for a while, Campusano. Guys need to step up, but it's not the same.
I'll take a page from an old general manager here, Trader Jack McKeon. They're not here.
That grounded sharply past the lunging Arenado. Another hit for Andujar, and his third double of the night. Cronenworth scores, and it's 9-3 Padres.
By the way, all doubles down the left field line. This one on the ground, the other 2 were in the air. And Andujar showing that bat speed on this changeup here. Ball stays out over the plate, and that's exactly what you're supposed to do with it. He had the ability of being able to keep it fair, hit it hard, and hit it right past Nolan at third base.
Now it's Jace Bowen with 2 outs and Andujar at second base.
Let me get back to Trader Jack McKeon. And the reason I say this, I was able to spend time with him, not only as a player with the Reds, but also as a coach with the Marlins. And he would say, look, those guys aren't here. They can't help us.
Bowen into left field and a single. Here comes Andujar. Another run for San Diego. The Padres have scored 10.
And that's what you have to focus on. You have to focus on the players that are on the active roster. That tonight is what the San Diego Padres are doing. Bowen joining the party, Jess.
Slider downstairs, and it's throw us a pitch they can't hit is how the Padres feel right now. It's been the slider, it's been the changeup, it's been the sweeper, it's been the fastball all the last 2 innings. Scoring 6 runs in the 6th and 7th.
At times, it's been a week's worth of offense tonight the Padres have gotten. They were scoreless the first 2 frames. They have scored in each of the last 5 innings now. And a 10-3 lead. Bowen the runner at first, 2 down, and Sungmun Song the hitter. He scored 2 runs tonight, driven in another. And the Padres are 6 for 12 with runners in scoring position tonight.
And the biggest story is they've done it 2 nights in a row. And that's the thing for the Padres. You will see points as you see the ABS challenge.
Paul's overturned, the pitch is a strike. Arizona has 2 challenges remaining.
Gets overturned, and that's probably been the biggest storyline is can the offense just be consistent? 2 nights in a row, it's a good sign.
Bowen the runner at first. Murillo. And it's ball 1 as we bring in Mike Petriello.
Yeah, guys, part of the struggles the Padres have seen this year is they have faced the hardest average fastball velocity most likely of any team in baseball history. The average fastball they've seen this year, 95.1 miles per hour. They're the only team ever to do that. Data goes back to 2008, but we all know that fastball velocity is up. And it's pretty hard to be successful when you're facing that kind of heat every day.
Easy play for Marte. Side retire, but 2 more for the Padres. We're through 7. Carroll due up second for Arizona, 10-3 San Diego. Off for our game summary. 10-3 Padres, who've scored in each of the last 5 innings. And they have 12 hits tonight. 6 strong innings from Michael King. And an offensive explosion for the Padres. After an 8-game losing streak, they're trying to make it 3 wins out of 4. And new pitcher is Kyle Hart. And the big lefty will face Vargas, Carroll, and Moreno here in the Arizona 8th. Vargas scored a run back in the first inning. The numbers for Hart on the year. And he misses off the outside. It's 1-1. And all right, the same question with Arizona. The Diamondbacks, and Torey Lovullo mentioned to us earlier about the inconsistent play. That's obviously something he's striving for. But what else do you see with Arizona can get them in the hunt and make that push into the wild card race?
I mean, what he mentioned, they have to have a first baseman that can hit. I mean, it has been last in the majors. Historically, some of the worst. We heard Mike Petriello tell us about that DH position. I mean, this is a Diamondbacks team that is star-studded at the top of their lineup, and it drops off big time. So they need to be able to have that production. I know we talked about it for San Diego, but it's more so for Arizona to be able to have in the DH and first base position players that can slug.
Line drive over the leaping shortstop Bogarts. And Vargas with a single to start the 8th inning for the Diamondbacks.
I'll say this, though. The stars that had great years and have had great years have to continue to have those. Corbin Carroll is one of those. The numbers that he's put up consistently throughout his young career, he has to continue to do it because the expectations are there. Perdomo last year, who got a lot of MVP votes as well, has to have the type of second half of the season that he had last year.
His numbers have fallen off this year, and Torey Lovullo sensing it's starting to really come for him, that he's seeing much better at bats, and he's starting to hit his stride, he feels, at this point of the year.
Caught him between. Early on, he was trying to lift the baseball. Later on, he was trying to fillet it the other way. It was caught in between, and now he's figured out a little bit of what that magic that he had last year. So they're giving him a day, and they're hoping that that will revitalize him moving forward.
And Gurriel's bat is another one that he has produced consistently throughout his career. It just hasn't come yet for him. Coming back from the ACL injury, which abruptly ended his season last September. Gurriel last year, 19 homers, He only has 2 this year. He drove in 80 a year ago. The pieces are there, and this can be a deep lineup for Arizona, but they need those bats to get going. Fouled away by Carroll.
Corbin Carroll, he's got the 42 extra base hits on the season, but only 4 of those coming in the last 16 games. So to Eddie's point, they have to have that consistency from him. A lot of times you can have a bat like Carroll in a lineup that is stacked, and you get what you get. But for Carroll in this lineup, he has to produce on a weekly basis.
Broken bat, and a roller to second. Jake Cronenworth spins and throws to second. Gets the force on Vargas. And Carroll aboard on the fielder's choice. 1 gone here in the Arizona 8th.
Yeah, in those 16 games that Carroll has struggled, the Diamondbacks are 6-10. And most likely on their way to a 6-11 record in the last 17 games if this score holds up.
He's had some amazing accomplishments already in his young career. He's led the majors in triples each of the last 3 years. Runner at first, 1 out. Gabriel Moreno. 2 hits tonight, an RBI double back in the first. And the pitch from Hart.
He's 20+ home runs, 20+ stolen bases, the triples themselves. This guy for the last 3 consecutive years, he's on his way again to do it this year. But the expectations are there because of what he has created.
Confirmed. Arizona has 1 challenge remaining.
The challenge unsuccessful. The Diamondbacks have 1 left. But Carroll's on an amazing list in terms of some of the production that he's had in seasons. There's a strike to Moreno, and this is what I'm talking about. 30 homers, 30 steals, 20 doubles, and 15 triples. It's only been accomplished 3 times, and when you're on the same list as Willie Mays, I think you've done something.
Absolutely. It shows his athleticism. It shows all the variants of the ways that he could capitalize, take advantage of game, the way that he can win games for this team. Torey Lovullo talks about his process and how methodical he is in doing the same thing before every game. And watching him today in batting practice and just every little thing that he works on, getting into the weight room. He's 5'9",
down by the catcher Campusano.
but he is ripped. Takes pride in his diet. Goes through an entire process after batting practice called mindfulness. So he sits down with their mental health coach and literally for 15 minutes transitions from mechanics to confidence and has an entire process that he does this.
I take pride in my diet too, but it's probably the other end of the spectrum is Corbin Carroll.
Take pride.
Well, we had a team breakfast. You saw what I ate.
And Eddie.
We did.
I'm proud of you both. Did well.
Tell you, you think that'll help my golf swing at all?
Give you a little more power behind your drives, won't it?
Oh, just consistency. Oh.
Deep down the left field line, and it is foul. Just foul. Moreno flirting with the top of the Western Metal Supply Company down there.
The original building that they built this entire stadium around. That's why it's just the corner that you see is the foul pole that Moreno barely bends to the left of. And he thought this was for sure going to stay fair.
Arizona's challenging this. As the acting manager is Jeff Bannister, the bench coach for Torey Lovullo.
How much of that is a pull?
The call on the field is a foul ball. This is a crew chief review of a possible home run.
There's probably only about 15 feet of a pole down there, right? Because it's a painted line, and then there's the pole, and then it's a painted line again up the side of the building all the way to the top. By the way, years ago, speaking of the Western Metal Supply Company, I saw Miguel Cabrera in a game hit one on top of the building.
Jeez.
Don't put anything past Miguel Cabrera.
No.
That really, that's just tough to see it from here. If they would have called it a home run, tough to overturn it as well.
Again, the ruling was foul ball. It's being challenged by Arizona here with 1 out in the 8th.
But it looks like it hits to the left.
This, by the way, is an umpire-initiated review. It is not a challenge from the Diamondbacks. So the umpires have initiated this review to see if it was fair or foul. He's letting us know where it landed. Is he trustworthy? That's my question.
I'm sure they've had no beverages. No.
He's up on the top deck below the roof down there. That's what he was pointing.
The call on the field stands. It is a foul ball. Batter remains at bat.
So it stands.
What if he hits one now to that guy?
Tell me it's foul now.
I got your foul ball right here, pal. That's what Moreno would say.
Usually after one like that, you see a slider to the back foot from a left-handed pitcher. Let's see what he goes with here.
2-2 the count on Moreno. Carroll the runner at first base. Kyle Hart the pitch. And that one's tapped foul, fought off. That was the sweeper.
Yeah, a little sweeper.
Same thing.
Same thing. Same objective. Now you can go up with the fastball. You can go back to the sweeper if you want.
It's got a good
Just
splitter.
a little bit lower. Great bat to ball skill from Moreno.
Hart. Here it comes. Moreno goes the other way, pokes it to right center. Toward the alleyway, Tatis makes a running and sliding catch. The two-time Gold Glove winner showing off out there. Fernando Tatis Jr.
Last time we were here, he was at second base. The metrics favorable at second base. Let's not forget, started his big league career as a shortstop here, and then has been unbelievable in right field. Nobody better defensively, metrically, than that man right there in right field for the San Diego Padres.
You know how hard it is to make a sliding catch as you're moving your body towards center field? A lot of times you see that for a ball in front of you. He's so athletic, he makes that look easy.
Now it's Max Kepler who takes ball 1. He is 0 for 3 tonight. And it's graceful on top of the athleticism that he's got.
Takes that extra moment just to kind of let it slide.
And he goes in that slide and pops right up, ready to throw. That's the remarkable thing. Kepler, line drive out to the alleyway. Corbin Carroll flying around the bases. He'll come all the way around and score as Kepler cruises into second base, an RBI double, and it's 10-4 Padres.
This is really good for Kepler, left on left. Being able to hit this fastball, center cut right down the middle. Good approach, head stays still through the baseball. And with the speed of Corbin Carroll on 2 outs, Tatis knows there was no chance at all to get that speedster running the bases.
RBI double for the native of Germany. Kepler out there at second. And that one is hooked foul off the bat of Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who singled and scored in the 7th. Two gone here in the 8th inning. Kyle Hart. 1 strike pitch. Gurriel got under this one, pushing toward foul ground, and it's out of play. 0-2 on Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Arizona, last time they were in the playoffs, got to go back to 2023 when they won a wild card at Milwaukee. Won that series in 2 games, sweeping the Brewers. Then they swept the Dodgers in the division series, and then went to a Game 7, winning the NLCS from the Phillies before losing in the World Series to Texas. Popped up near the Padres dugout and into the crowd. Then you remember the end of the 2024 season where there was a 3-way tie for the last 2 wild card spots, but because of the tiebreaker, the Diamondbacks were the odd man out. That extra day, there was a doubleheader between the Mets and the Braves. Had one team swept the doubleheader, Arizona was in. They split it. And the Diamondbacks were on the outside looking in. On the ground to second. Jake Cronenworth gobbles it up. Throws out Gurriel. Side retired. But so nice, Jess, we need to see it twice.
Outfield, Fernando Tatis Jr., the reason why he gets the Gold Glove. A beautiful play, taking the slide and catch to make an out.
ESPN Baseball is presented by Liberty Mutual. Bundle and save on your car and home insurance. Liberty. Bottom of the 8th, top of the order for the Padres. Tatis, Merrill, and Bogaerts. It seems like they're up every inning, doesn't it?
It really does. That's what happens when you score 10 runs.
The tarp's office multiplying up in the far reaches of Petco Park. Ryan Thompson, the new pitcher for Arizona. It's Tatis, a couple of hits. He's scored 2 runs tonight. He's also stolen 2 bases. Numbers for Thompson on the year. And how many times do you see it? That old cliche, right? Guy makes a great defensive play and he leads off the next inning. Well, here is Tatis at the plate. 10 runs, 12 hits, no errors for San Diego. And that is off the end of the bat. An easy bouncer to second for Marte, who throws out Tatis. An awkward swing there from Tatis. One gone here in the last of the 8th.
Yeah, that's what Thompson does, though. From that arm angle.
The funkiness from Ryan Thompson.
Creates that soft contact. Has to throw away the baseball as well.
Here's Jackson Merrill. He's driven in 2 tonight. 1 for 4. Has also scored a run. But the 10 runs for the Padres tonight, they have tied a season high. And the 3rd time they have scored 10 runs in a game. It's just foul the other way from Merrill.
It's interesting because they were playing small ball first 4 innings of this game. I mean, they're walking, bunting, whatever they could do, stolen bases to get runs. And now the hard hits have been coming consistently. Merrill just barely gets 1 foul, 98 miles an hour off the bat.
You get to the bullpen early, and that's what teams do. Try to get to the bullpen and attack.
Merrill turns that one around into center. Second hit for Jackson Merrill, hit number 13 for the Padres.
Stay away from the high leverage pitchers and capitalize. Thompson coming from down under from the side. A lot easier for left-handed hitters to be able to attack. That ball stayed out over the plate. Merrill extending those arms, staying behind the baseball. Beautifully right there. They need him as the season goes on.
Padres are also 1 off a season high in hits. 3 times this year they've had 14 hits in a game. And now have 13, and Xander Bogaerts toward the hole, cut off by Arenado, goes to second. They get the force on Jackson Merrill. And Bogaerts reaches on the fielder's choice, and there's 2 down. But Arenado is so smooth.
Arenado makes it look really easy, and you've seen a lot where runners go through the base on plays like this, depending where the runner is. If there's a runner that starts at second base to try to score through. Here, not that situation, but the slide slowed down Merrill a little bit, and the Gold Glover making another play.
Here's Gavin Sheets, 2 outs, Bogaerts at first, and Thompson delivers ball 1. It's amazing to think his El Toro high school team,
Chapman,
how good they were defensively with Nolan Arenado and Matt Chapman on the same infield. You have a combined 15 Gold Gloves and 8 Platinum Gloves between the 2 of them. Fouled off by Sheets. And there are the El Toro Chargers. Arenado and Chapman.
Babies.
Now, Arenado is 2 years older than Matt Chapman. Arenado played short. Chapman played third. Good luck getting a ball through the left side of that infield. And then when Arenado graduated and moved on, Chapman then slid over to shortstop.
both Chapman's and Nolan's, their father is really big influence on their love of the game. Nolan's dad still coaching at the youth level.
That one flared foul off the bat of Sheets.
So good. And I remember when he first came up, and they're like, you have to check out this kid in Colorado. There's no one like him at third base. And he takes pride in it.
Torey Lovullo's talked about how quiet he is, but when he does rarely speak, you put the pen down, you listen. Very wise, very intense.
And Torey also said he's always constantly reminding himself to keep his hands back.
He'll be in conversation with him, and he'll literally be pulling his hands back as he's talking to you. Like constantly, when you say that, it's not when he's hitting, it's when he's just having conversation. He's walking around.
Way inside to Sheets. All right, give me the hand. So what is Arenado doing all the time?
So he'll be just talking to you, and he'll just
Yeah.
be like, yeah, so.
Yeah, but don't forget the punch. Boom.
So I'm
The
here,
one.
and then here, but I'm having a conversation, and then I'm gonna just go grab my glove, but I'm doing this all the time to make sure my hands are back. And that's just the way he works. He's always mechanical, he's methodical, the way that he works. Never not thinking about his swing. I'm sure he's thinking about it right now.
Sheets reaches. And there's 2 on here with 2 out for Cronenworth. And Cronenworth yanks it deep but foul and hit by pitch, and that's why there's 2 on.
And I'll add to put a bow on Nolan Arenado. I was having a conversation with him today in the clubhouse, and he said, yeah, if Lindor would have been able to play for Team Puerto Rico as Nolan played for Team Puerto Rico, and Correa was able to play as well, he would have been the first baseman. As Yadi Molina called him and said, hey, this is where we're at right now. Baez at second, Lindor at short.
That's insane.
Correa,
That's insane.
and you would have to play first. And he's like, I'm in. Let's go.
You're talking about one of the best defensive players we've ever
Thank
seen
you.
in moving his position.
Thank you. I thought that was like mind-blowing.
On the ground is short. Vargas up with it, slings it on to first. And the side is retired. 2 left for the Padres. We go to the 9th. 10-4 San Diego. The Sports Center with Nicole Briscoe. The Yankees continue to struggle. Down in Tampa, and Booney got tossed tonight. Caitlin Clark comes back from an injury, and the sweepstakes for LeBron James. Selfishly, I'm hoping for Golden State, but we'll see where King James ends up. Sports Center with Nicole Briscoe coming up, potentially.
Eduardo Perez.
I'm hearing a special guest appearance from Eduardo Perez.
Late night with Eduardo. Let's go. I'm all in.
Bottom of the order, Arenado leads off the 9th for Arizona.
Is that the tarps out edition?
100%.
We need something to replace Pac-12 After Dark out here.
Eduardo Perez.
Deep into the night with Eduardo. What do you think?
Oh,
There we go.
man.
He's going to join those guys. Go right in the middle.
There we go.
Tight shot of Eddie.
I'll tell you this, I got better abs than some of those guys somewhere.
0-2 on Arenado. Couple of hits tonight. Tries to go back through the middle. Backhanded by Cronenworth. Off balance throw. And it skips past the first baseman Sheets. And Arenado is on, and a start for the Diamondbacks in the 9th. And the throw went into the dugout. That'll be a hit and an error, which allows Arenado to get to second base.
Yeah, and this is one that Cronenworth would love to have back and just be able to float it. Rushed it a little bit with Arenado going down the line. And Sheets not being able to keep it in front of him. Gets the extra base.
Now it's Pavin Smith for Arizona, who is 0 for 3. Kyle Hart. And Smith cranks that one out to center. Playable for Merrill. And he settles under it, out number 1. And Arenado back to second base. Now it's Tommy Troy. Last time up, Troy muscled one up over the left field wall, and it left the ballpark in a hurry.
That's what he was working on pregame, doing his mechanics, working with their hitting coaches.
And a lot like Carroll, where he's not a tall guy, but you can see the power that he packs, that physical frame that he's got.
Also is really honest about how hard the adjustment is into the big leagues. College to the minors to now.
And he sends that one into the crowd the other way.
He said everything just moves quick. And he's like, obviously the pitching's faster and the more obvious stuff. He's like, but what I didn't expect is it's the same game, yet everything seems really fast. It's hard to slow it down. We saw that earlier in this game. He was swinging at first pitches. He had 3 pitches, first 2 at bats, quick outs.
And he's learning a new position. Called strike to Troy.
I'll say this, though. The hair's still on point.
The hair is big.
I mean, yeah, it's like this might be the good all-hair team here with Corbin Carroll and Troy as well.
Gurriel.
That's right.
La Piña.
La Piña.
Just off the outside to Troy.
Purple Piña.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the order, Marte on deck. Hart, the pitch. Hit sharply to third on a backhand, speared by Song. Skips it over to first to get Troy. Arenado stays at second. And that was not an easy play for Sungmun Song.
No, and he continues to add value to this team. He can play second, move over short if he has to, plays third today, spelling Machado. And this one takes a step back, plays the long bounce, and understands the scouting report that Troy can get down the line, so he lets it go in a hurry and keeping the ball down to give Sheets an opportunity on the bounce.
Because of that defense, too, they have not kept him out of the lineup. They have been using him so much more consistently because of the glove. Moving him all over the field. Make sure that he's in there every day.
Marte turning around to bat from the right side. 1 for 4 tonight. 0-1 on Marte. The series will wrap up. A 4-game set tomorrow, and then heading toward the All-Star break coming up this weekend, and the All-Stars will head to Philadelphia. Diamondbacks are down to their last strike now. (10-4) Padres in the 9th. San Diego scoring runs in 5 consecutive innings from the 3rd to the 7th. After trailing 1-0 after 2. Tying a season high in runs, 1 off a season high in hits for the Padres tonight. And an offense that has been beleaguered this year, but not tonight. They have jumped on Diamondbacks pitching. The 2-2. And it's now full on Marte.
Well, this is the conversation, Roxy, we've been having all game. You know, are these playoff teams? And the Padres showcasing all of it tonight. Michael King, a fantastic start. You're seeing the bullpen, what they can do in this lineup. They had some fun tonight.
They've been there each of the last 2 years. 3 of the last 4 is Marte on the ground. Right side, Sheets leads. Hart to the bag, close play. Got him in the ball game. 10-4. The San Diego Padres get back to 500. 6 strong innings from Michael King tonight. He picks up win number 6. And the Diamondbacks fall 2 under 500 now. As the Padres again, season high tying in runs. And 1 off a season high in hits. And the most runs for the Padres since May 5th. And an offensive explosion tonight for San Diego.
Yeah, if you're into 13 hits and 10 runs. And the bottom of the order, too, was everybody, but getting the job done all throughout.
Once again, our final from Petco Park in San Diego. The Padres 10, the Diamondbacks 4. For my partners, Jessica Mendoza and Eduardo Perez, Roxy Bernstein, thanks for joining us from San Diego. We go to Sports Center and Nicole Briscoe.